Good morning, Michelle Lee here, your spiritual and personal development mentor and coach. And I'm jumping in here. Happy Monday. So excited to be here today with you. I've got a few things coming in. Gotta let that stuff go so I can focus here. All right. So just as the title, the description said, do you want to feel more connected to Source, your higher self, the divine? I see it as very similar. Hi, Kathy. So glad you're here. So happy to have you here. And this is a request I have from a lot of people, and I've had that my own request in my life as well. Like, I want to feel fully aligned and connected to Source or my higher self. Can be so easy to feel out here dangling all alone in our experiences and not feeling connected to our guides, teachers, angels, and Source. And so I want to share with you how you can connect with Source. We as humans, we want to go up, right? We want to connect with those higher frequencies. And that is really, part of that is resistance to being in the frequency that we are at. And we've been taught through religion, through the spiritual development programming, that we want to reach the higher frequencies. And we can, but we tend to have some anchors going on too. And the anchors are the densities of our unconscious beliefs and traumas, or the shadow. So we can only go as high in frequency as we are willing to go low in frequency. And so what I'm saying here is, if you're not willing to look at your wounds or your shadow, if you're not willing to look at that, you only want to look up, you only want to look to the light, then the density of your shadow is too heavy for you to reach that high frequency or to reach Source. So it's super important for you to be willing to go into the depths of what you don't want to look at about yourself. Maybe it's very much our own shadows, when we can be monsters, right? When we can be the angry one, playing the victim, as well as the traumas that we may not have given ourselves permission to look at. All of that is in the shadow space. And within that shadow space, what is underneath those dense feelings is the light, The shadow actually becomes a portal to the light. And I remember, I've had a lot of dense sacred sacrament medicine journeys. No matter what medicine, it could be really dense. And all these people are having these love and light experiences. And I'm like, what the hell, right? I wanted bliss too. It's why I'm doing this. And what I came to learn is that going into the depths, being willing to go into the dense energies, is what frees us up. And eventually I said, okay, I guess this is my work, is to go into those dense energies and transmute those energies to higher densities, to light. Am I willing to go in? And the moment I said, well, this is who I am, this is what I do, then my next journey was all light. It was so interesting. So it's not that you have to go into the deepest, darkest depths of your shadow in order to experience greater connection with divine Source. But the willingness gets to be there, right? And so I bring this up because this is the work that I do, is helping you to recognize and access your shadow so that you can see your whole self. Our desire to only see our divine self keeps us only in the goodness, right? Carl Jung talked about, his quote is, I'd rather be whole than good. And this comes from the idea that we have to choose that, right? We have to choose between wholeness and goodness. But really, when we choose wholeness and we choose to see that darker side of ourselves, which is alive and present in every single human, because we came to live in dual experiences and be the embodiment of duality. So we're not just all love and light. We have that density. So when you're willing to look at it, then you can alchemize it. Then you will feel more connected to source, because it's all source. Even your shadow is source. So if you're in resistance to your shadow, you're resisting light as well. You can't resist one without the other. So you can't just turn your back on the shadow and look up towards the light and expect to go towards the light. Through your shadow is the process. So if this kind of personal development work inspires you, piques your curiosity, then DM me the word shadow, and I will get you connected with getting on my calendar. I have a couple of ways that you can work with me right now. One way is private mentorship, and another way is through the group program, Making Light of Your Shadow, which we start in a couple of weeks. So there's a couple of ways to do that. My work is shadow integration play. It's emotional freedom technique releasing. Hello, Chad. So glad you're here. I've been doing this for almost 30 years, and my work is accelerated. If you're ready for this kind of depth work, if you're excited about being fully truthful and honest with yourself and seeing the aspects of yourself that you've been hiding, then you're going to want to work with me, and you're going to reap the exponential benefits that come from your willingness to look at what you've been hiding. So you can simply DM me Shadow, and we will get you connected. And if you're interested in working with me, DM me Shadow, and we will get you scheduled for a conversation. All right, everyone. Mwah. Happy Monday. Have an amazing week. See you next time.